in today's session of physics, we shall be beginning with the last and the new chapter, that is human eye and colorful world. In the previous chapter, light, we have discussed about the process of refraction of light through the lens. While explaining, I said you that our eye is also refracting the light, and whenever you see any object, what will happen? When the light falls on any object, the light will reflect back from the object, and when it falls on our eyes, you can see things around you. That is what you have discussed. I also said you that eye consists of a lens. So today let us understand about the structure and various parts of the eyes. We know eye is one of the important sense organ of our body, which is helping us in seeing the beautiful world around us. You have studied in detail in biology. So let us recall or learn once again what you have discussed about this, the important human eye. Eye is almost spherical in shape. Underline, it is almost spherical in shape. Human eye is almost, or we say roughly, it. As you can see here in the picture, children, the front bulged part of the eyes is called cornea. So cornea is the outermost layer of the eye, which is transparent and it is white in color. Why do you think it is transparent? Because it is the part of the eye which is allowing the light to enter into our eyes. So what is cornea? It forms the front bulged part of the eyes, which is white in color and which is transparent as well, and it is allowing the light to pass through it. One more thing is, it refracts the light. Whenever the light from any object is falling onto our eyes, the cornea will refract the light. After refraction, what will happen? We will study it further. For now, for time being, we are only discussing about the structure and different parts of the eye, children. In the next session, I will be explaining you about the functioning of the eyes. There I will explain you how is this refraction taking place, what will happen after reflection, all that. So, cornea refracts the light falling on it, and it is, as I said you, it is the outermost part of the eye. It is safeguarding or protecting the inner part of the eye, and also from foreign bodies entering into the eyes. It will protect the eyes from accidentally any foreign body or any dust or any particle entering into the eye. That crystalline white layer is protecting the inner part or inner structure of the eye. That is about cornea. As you move from the cornea, immediately after cornea, what you have is called the iris. I-R-I-S, iris. What is iris, Andra? It is the dark muscular structure behind the cornea. Iris is the dark muscular structure which is behind the cornea. What is the work of this iris, Andra? It decides the color of your eyes. You might have seen the black eyeball, the blue eyeball, we say, or cat eyes and all, you say, no, children? So, if at all you have black eyes, then the color black is decided by this iris. Andre, the iris is black in color, the iris is blue in color, like that, it decides the color. And it acts as the shutter of the camera. Means, what is the camera? You know, in the camera, the shutter will be there. Means, to protect the lens, we will cover one layer, like a part will be there, which is the shutter of the camera. Here, the iris is acting as our eye is nothing but a camera, children, because we are getting the images of the objects, isn't it? So, the iris is acting as the shutter for our eyes. Means, in other words, we say, it is deciding how much amount of light should enter our eyes. The amount of light that is entering our eyes is decided by this iris. You are walking on the road, suddenly a vehicle is coming right in front of you and he switches on the headlight. You walk normally? No. What you do? You immediately close your eyes. Why? Because your eyes cannot withstand that high intensity of light. That is the reason what we do? We immediately close our eyes. Similarly, if you go in a dark room where a little light is there, a natural light, say maybe in the night you enter your room, the moonlight is lightly entering your room. You are in search of some object. What do? You do normal? No, you widely open your eyes. Or if you want to see someone who is standing far away, if you want to look, what you do? You widely open your eyes so that more light will enter into your eyes. Whereas the sudden light, maybe the headlight, or if anybody switches on the mobile torch or maybe the torch and hold it to your eyes, will you say, I can open my eyes? No, at the moment you close your eyes, you are avoiding or you are stopping that heavy light to fall on your eyes or enter your eyes. So that work actually is done by the iris of the eyes, children. So this is called the iris. So this part of the eye is called iris. What is iris? It is the muscular region which is present behind the cornea, and it decides the the color of the eyes, and also it acts as the shutter of the camera. In other words, it decides how much amount of light should enter the eyes. It adjusts itself for bright light as well as for the dim light. That is about iris. Now children, between this pupil and iris, there is a fluid which is filled called the aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is the transparent liquid which is present between the cornea, or we can say the pupil and the iris or cornea of the eyes. The aqueous humor is present, which is a transparent liquid. That's all. Again, it will protect our eyes from any foreign particles entering into our eyes. Next, as you move further, you have a structure called pupil. Pupil is nothing but, it is a small hole or opening at the center of the iris for the light to enter. The light coming from any object should enter your eyes, isn't it, children? There is a front called the cornea, and next you have a thick muscle on either side called the iris. Our iris centrally one hole or one gap is there called the pupil, through which the light will enter our eyes. That is all about the pupil. Next from the pupil, what you see, the gap here, this is the lens, children. It is the crystalline lens. Why it is called crystalline lens? Because it is a transparent glass medium. You have already studied in light chapter how the process of refraction will take place with the bifocal lens. It always forms the real and inverted image of the object, and it is a converging lens, isn't it? So, the lens which is present in our eye is also a convex lens, which of course converges the light. What is crystalline lens is present. It is the convex lens, and its work is to focus the light and converge the light on the retina of the eyes. So cornea aito, iris aito, pupil ಇದೆ. Through pupil the light will enter and pass through the lens, children. So what will the lens do? It is a converging lens, and its work is to converge the light so that it will fall on the retina of the eyes. Means we know that the lens is forming the real and inverted image. So what you see, now I am seeing this board, it is real, this is not virtual image, isn't it? The image what I am getting in my brain is the real image of the board. Similarly, if I look at a beautiful flower, that is the real image of the flower which is forming in my brain. But when I see myself in the mirror, that is the virtual image. I am the real me. What I see myself in the mirror is not real, that is virtual. Hope you are understanding real and virtual, children. Still many of you have confusion with respect to that. That is real and virtual image. But here, through this convex lens, that is the crystalline lens what we have in our eyes, the real and inverted image is formed. But do we see the whole world inverted? No. What happens then is the image formed on the retina, those signals will be sent to the brain, children. Once the image is formed on the retina, the signals of those images will be sent to our brain. How it will send to the brain from the eyes? It is with the help of this nerve called the optic nerve. You have been used to the word optic now. It is light, isn't it? Since it is passing the signals from the eyes to the nerve, it is called optic nerve. Our eye works in the presence of light only, isn't it? If you just make you sit in the dark room, can you see anything? No, light is very, very important. Hence, they name this nerve by the name optic nerve, children. Optic nerve is the nerve which is connected from your eye right to your brain and which interprets the signals, and in the brain, the image, the inverted image which is so obtained by retina will be rotated and made erect. Hence, you can see the world erect or straight and not inverted, though it is invertedly formed at the retina. So, optic nerve is the nerve which is connected to the brain to interpret the signals from the eyes. These are about, and one more thing is, children, between the retina and the lens there is one more fluid, just like the aqueous humor. There is one more transparent liquid which is filled in this region. I have shaded, you can see, I hope. It is called the vitreous humor. Don't get confused between the aqueous humor and the vitreous humor. Aqueous humor is present in the front part of the eye, that is mainly between the lens and the pupil. Pupil and cornea, or iris you can say. Pupil and cornea is aqueous humor. Liquid which is filled between the lens and the retina is called the vitreous humor. It is also a transparent liquid, and its works is to mainly hold because there is no any hard part which is present in the eye, isn't it, children? Including lens. Lens means the type of lens which is present in our eyes. Don't imagine the hard thick lens what you can literally touch in labs and feel, children. It is a soft lens which is adjustable. All that I will tell you while explaining the functioning of the eyes. So, no, I will tell now itself. The reason is, see, now vitreous humor work is to hold this part spherical. Okay, now if I just imagine, if I blow the balloon, it will become bulged, spherical, let us imagine. If I stop blowing the air, it will come back to its original position, isn't it? But in place of air, if I just fill the balloon with water, it will hold the shape. That is what this vitreous humor is doing inside the eyes. We said no, we studied in the beginning, it is almost spherical in shape, the human eye. So the spherical shape is maintained by this transparent fluid called the vitreous humor, vitreous humor which is present inside the eyes. So these are about the different parts of the eyes and how it works, what is it can Anta. So children, next day one more part I am left with, that is the ciliary muscles.